Think Realty Nation, it's Abhi Golhar, host of the Think Realty podcast. I wanted to give you a little insight of what's kind of been happening in Atlanta and also why the Think Realty Atlanta event is such an incredible event to go to. First, as you know, Atlanta is a primary market, just like Chicago, just like other primary markets across the country. And with every primary market, there are opportunities that you can take a look at, especially if you're a real estate investor. And here are some of the opportunities that I'm finding. The Beltline, that's any opportunity that you can find in the Beltline is going to be important. But everybody's riddled the home sellers, the homeowners, with yellow letters, with all types of direct mail, with all types of marketing. I think if you want to cut through the noise, you have to do something a little different. You need to give them a package. Maybe walk up to the door, knock on the door, really introduce yourself as a trusted advisor, somebody that they can really connect with, instead of just being the national wholesale group that's looking at buying their property for a discount. Really get to know who they are, and then really get to understand the neighborhood. There's still a lot of opportunities near the Beltline, so really pay attention to that. The Quarry is going to be another really good opportunity, good area of opportunity for the next year and a half or two, just from what I'm seeing. Also, the staple areas, Old Fourth Ward, Kirkwood. If you can find opportunities in these areas that have significant margin, you know what, keep going for it. There's nothing stopping you. And I think right now there might be an even better time because some of the lenders have kind of drawn back a little bit. A lot of the investors that weren't really investors, you're a newbie investor, those folks have exited the market, which is great for that pro real estate investor like yourself to jump right in and start taking a look at some of these opportunities that you normally would have to fight for. 2 additional tips for you. Tax liens are incredible. One more tip for you. Tax liens are incredible opportunities to find properties long term. You know, one of my favorite strategies is identifying tax liens in Fulton County, DeKalb County, and purchasing them in the early stages and capitalizing on that as an asset play in a year and a half or two. If you want to talk about that specific strategy, I'll be at the Think Realty Atlanta event. We could talk more about tax liens. My number 2 strategy, probate. There are a lot of families right now that are going through a tough time, and you can be that investor, that trusted advisor to really help them get through a tough time by providing them some cash and taking over the pain associated with the departure of their loved one and the property that they now hold. They don't need that anymore. And so by you taking away that pain, it's relieving them of that, and now they can move on and keep a loving memory of their departed one intact. And that, I think, is a really, really amazing cause. So tax liens, probate, take a look at the Quarry, what's happening. I would even take a look at 30310, still again, 30315. And those are 2. And for me, those are 2 zip codes that I'm always looking in. I think there are a lot of investors that are going to constantly look in those zip codes. But if you're that investor that has that next level, like, I want to be that trusted advisor for that homeowner, you know what? You are going to win the game. Now, if you're not an ITP investor, you're not interested in investing inside the perimeter, you know what? Clayton County has some really good single-family rentals long-term that you can just buy and hold. And quite frankly, even if you pay an extra couple $1,000s in premium, that's okay. That's all right. 75%, 70%, 75%, I'm okay with that. The moment that you go to 85%, 90%, I would start to caution you a little bit on the long-term single-family rental. Clayton County has some very interesting opportunities right now from what I'm finding. I'm also looking at cities outside of Atlanta, cities like Indianapolis, Grand Rapids, Michigan. Just because I don't live there doesn't mean that I can't take advantage of some of those opportunities. Investing out of state, hey, you know what? It makes sense. And it could be a dual-pronged strategy for you. I'd love to talk more about that at the Think Realty Atlanta event. I'm going to be on a couple of panels along with many of my friends and family that will be there. I love the Think Realty family. They're all family to me. And I would invite you to swing by, check it out, and of course, have the Think Realty family become a family of investors for you as well. Everybody cares. Everybody's here to really help you get to that next level of investing and help you understand what the next trends are. And for somebody that's always looking for that next handshake or that next elbow bump, to run into that next idea that could really help me launch and find another opportunity to go down, another rabbit hole to discover, I'm going to go to Think Realty Atlanta. and I highly encourage you to do the same thing. So here's the big call to action. Go to thinkrealty.com. On the top menu bar, you're going to see the events tab. Go to Atlanta, reserve your ticket, and we'll see you there.